Hey, what's going on, fellas? This is Mike D, Mr. Double Down on You, your favorite personal development coach, with another episode of Black Fathers Now. Now, look, this is a quick and special episode, but it is an impromptu conversation with a really close family friend. He's actually the godfather of one of my aunts. He is one of my grandfathers, one of my late grandfather's oldest and best friends. He attended South Carolina State from 1951 to 1955. He's originally from Abbeville, or around Abbeville, South Carolina. He talked about, or shared with me, how when he was at South Carolina State, how Dr. Benjamin Mays, who was the president of Morehouse College and the mentor of Dr. Martin Luther King, would come during Easter and speak to them. So they couldn't go home for Easter because they had to go hear Dr. Mays speak. And then he had an opportunity to go and chat with him and all of that. He doesn't share that in this interview, but he was at our house in Augusta, and he started sharing with me how he and my grandfather attended Dr. King's funeral in 1968, and an amazing story about some footage that he captured. And he started talking, and I was like, man, I got to get my recorder out and just capture this conversation. So what you're about to hear is a quick conversation with a really close family friend of ours, my aunt's godfather, one of my grandfather's closest friends, and my fraternity brother, Mr. Boston Johnson. Y'all enjoy this piece of history.
What's happening, y'all? This is Mike D with Black Fathers Now, where we're bringing the village to the brothers. Every couple of weeks, you can look forward to a quick inspirational message or a thought-provoking guest with knowledge and wisdom, all geared towards helping you be the best father that you can be. We're bringing the village to you. Now it's your turn to do something with what you learned. All right, y'all. Let's go.
So, you and my grandfather went to Martin Luther King's funeral.
That's correct.
Okay, and you mentioned that you all couldn't get inside the church, but you were outside. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we stayed outside until the whole service was over.
Okay.
And we took pictures with the one going in. And a few that we, Nixon, Wilt Chamberlain, and some more.
Mm-hmm. Did you get pictures of them?
We had a movie.
You had a movie? So hold on. You had a movie camera?
The old Super 8.
The old Super 8 camera. So you had one of those?
That's right.
And you captured all of this?
That's correct.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And so after the funeral was over, then we walked back to the Morehouse.
Okay.
And it was so crowded there, we couldn't get up close. And so, but we stayed out there, and we made pictures there too.
Okay, so you took pictures outside of Morehouse because it was just so crowded in Atlanta.
Yeah, but we had pictures.
Okay.
On the movie, and so what happened when I came back home, I had to send the movie to Sears to get developed.
So you had to hold on. So that was old film back then. So you took the movie film, and to get it developed, you had to send it off somewhere.
I had to send it to Sears Roebuck.
In
Atlanta.
So hold on. So Sears Roebuck used to develop film for the Super 8 cameras that you all used to have back in the day.
Look, not in Augusta.
Okay.
They sent it off.
So you had to send it off to Atlanta for them to develop.
No, I gave it to them here in Augusta.
And then they mailed it off to Atlanta.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then it never came back.
And it never came back.
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So hold on. So you had a Super 8 film of Martin Luther King outside of Martin Luther King's funeral with Wilt Chamberlain, Mahalia Jackson, and Nixon, and all these different people on the Super 8 film. And then you had other people outside of Morehouse.
Yes.
And then because you had to get it developed, you took it to Sears Roebuck in Augusta, Georgia.
Right.
And they mailed it to Atlanta to develop it. And it never came back.
Never came back.
So what was said about that?
All the responsible for the film, they gave me a blank film. That's all I got.
They gave you a blank film.
That's all.
Man, you know what's interesting? I would bet you some of these documentary films that we see floating around,
somewhere to this day may have had some of your footage on there.
And really, if I ever seen it, I would know it.
You would know it. And this was in 1968, so this was 54 years ago? Wow. Oh.
See, technology wasn't too good back then, you see. And actually, it wasn't a few of those old Super 8 cameras, you see.
So
I had one.
What made you, and I guess this is a different question, what made you have a Super 8 camera? Did you buy that just for this funeral, or did you already have it and were you interested in filmmaking back then?
I had it already.
Okay, so you used to take little films and stuff back in the day.
For my own personal use.
And then you and my granddad took that to Atlanta and you were filming this monumental event.
Right.
I mean, it was a sad event, but capturing it would be so awesome to be able to see from your perspective what that was like. Oh my goodness.
And then, on the news, I think planes were landing about every 5 minutes.
Wow.
The whole day.
Wow. Wow.
That's right.
And you captured this. But yet, somebody
is gone.
Oh yeah. That was on purpose.
Purpose, right.
That was on purpose.
And they said, the only thing you get was a blank film. That's what I got. They gave me a blank film, and that was it.
Wow. Man, somebody in Sears and Roebuck in Atlanta back in 1968 sold that to some Time magazine or somebody probably, because that was amazing. Oh man, brother, I just had, and this is like an impromptu, conversation, but I just really wanted to capture that because to me that's history. Mr. Boston Johnson, one of my grandfather's great friends from way back in the day, a fraternity brother, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. We're all connected here, and you're also the godfather of one of my aunts.
Oh yeah.
And,
yeah.
And so when you stop by the house and you mentioned that, because I mentioned my grandfather, you brought that story up, and I just had to capture it because I think that to me is history.
Right.
And so, wow, I appreciate you sharing, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wonderful, just somebody took it.
Wow.
That'd be worth something now,
Oh, it would be worth, but you know what, though? But you have the memories of it, and that's why it's so important to have conversations with brothers like yourself who have experienced different things in life, because even though we might not have the physical image capture, you think about like back in the day, like the whole African, the stories in which you sit around and they would tell you stories about history.
Oh yeah, right.
And you might not have it written down, but you have an elder tell you.
Yeah.
And so we have to bring some of that back because some of our history was not captured in video or in picture like it is today. So that's why it's so important to have these types of conversations to understand that we got jewels like you walking around with experiences. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I love it, man.
Now, I don't know why we didn't take too many still pictures, but I do have, they're not clear of the funeral itself,
Oh, so you have actual couple of still pictures, but you just don't have your actual film.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I specialize in the film, you see. Because you get so much,
Yeah, man.
Right.
That would have been that. Literally, I'm sitting here like it's like sends chills up my spine thinking about what that could look like, and then to know that you and my grandfather and you all probably captured each other in that film too. And see, it's funny. I was talking to my mom. One of the things that we lacked growing up was we didn't have video cameras here at the house, so we didn't capture. Like I don't have any video of what we sounded like as a kid. I guess a question to you: do you have any videos of my grandfather? Over the years, did you ever capture anything? Because it's like, truthfully, because he passed away when I was 5, so I don't even remember really what he sounds like. Do you think anywhere in your archives you have any images or videos of my grandfather?
No.
Okay.
That video stuff kind of rare back
then.
Yeah,
I know.
Nobody had those two hardly. I took it just to
to like special events and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, because now now everybody with their phones they take video everywhere, right?
Yeah, right.
So that's kind of a special thing.
It was scarce back then. You see, it was just a few. Yeah,
man.
And I had that, but I was hurt.
I know, man. Look, I'm hurt hearing about it because I'm just like, man. I just think about just the ability
again, not from a major entity, but from somebody that I know, to have a documented occurrence of this event, this monumental event, and from your perspective, but then to also hear you on it, but then also potentially hear my grandfather as well on that, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, we walked along with the casket. I mean, going back up there, it's such a big crowd there for the, you're just in the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So we walked from the church to Morehouse. Your grandfather did.
Oh,
myself.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing, man. It's history.
Now, where I left my car, I don't know. Even today, I don't know where I left the car.
But you know you got back.
But we found it.
You found it and you got back.
Yeah.
And this was before I-20 was complete all the way from Augusta to Atlanta, correct? I don't think I-20 was, so y'all had to go a different route.
Yo, fellas, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And always, always, always visit blackfathersnow.com, as well as follow Black Fathers Now on virtually every social media platform you can think of. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Just follow us and engage with us, man. Look forward to hearing from you. And I guess until next time, I'll holler at you. Peace.